Well, friends, at long last, a prosecutor has formally asked a federal court judge to put a stop to Donald Trump's dangerous, reckless, jury pool poisoning lies. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. Well, friends, Special Counsel Jack Smith has filed a motion asking D.C. Federal District Court Judge Tanya Chutkan to issue an order putting a stop to Donald Trump's threatening rhetoric, his dangerous disinformation, and his jury pool poisoning lies. Let's start with the reporting. This from Politico. Headline, Jack Smith seeks gag order on Trump. And that article begins, Special Counsel Jack Smith is asking a judge to issue a gag order against Donald Trump, prohibiting him from attacking prosecutors, the judge, or potential witnesses who may testify in his federal criminal trial stemming from his effort to subvert the 2020 election. Quote, the defendant's past conduct, including conduct that has taken place after and as a direct result of the indictment in this case, amply demonstrates the need for this order, prosecutors wrote, adding that Trump's past salvos have already resulted in harassment of potential witnesses. Now, let's have a look at just some of Jack Smith's recent court filing. It's captioned, Government's opposed motion to ensure that extrajudicial, meaning out of court, statements do not prejudice these proceedings. And his motion begins, since the grand jury returned an indictment in this case, the defendant has repeatedly and widely disseminated public statements attacking the citizens of the District of Columbia, the court, prosecutors, and prospective witnesses. Through his statements, the defendant threatens to undermine the integrity of these proceedings and prejudice the jury pool in contravention of the undeviating rule that in our justice system, a jury's verdict is to be induced only by evidence and argument in open court and not by any outside influence. The motion continues with a section titled, the defendant has a history of inflammatory and misleading statements that he knew or should have known would cause others to harass and harm perceived critics or adversaries. And Jack Smith then moves on to a section titled, since the indictment, the defendant has deployed misleading and inflammatory statements about this case to undermine confidence in the justice system and prejudice the jury pool. And then Smith and his team of prosecutors go on to fully reproduce post after post after post after post. Trump posts filled with lies, with threats, and with statements designed to infect all jury pools. The motion then goes on to discuss Trump posts bolstering or attacking and attempting to intimidate witnesses. And then the motion observes the following. The defendant's repeated inflammatory public statements regarding the District of Columbia, the courts, prosecutors, and potential witnesses are substantially likely to materially prejudice the jury pool, create fear among potential jurors, and result in threats or harassment to individuals he, Trump, singles out. And then there is the ask. Here is what Jack Smith asks Judge Chutkan to do. The government seeks a narrow, well-defined restriction that is targeted at extrajudicial statements, meaning statements that are made outside of court, that present a serious and substantial danger of materially prejudicing this case. The government's proposed order specifies that such statements would include A, statements regarding the identity, testimony or credibility of prospective witnesses, and B, statements about any party, witness, attorney, court personnel, or potential jurors that are disparaging and inflammatory or intimidating. Friends, this is a critically important step, a necessary step, because Donald Trump has gotten away with too much for too long. You know, I actually thought there was a last straw moment previously. Remember when Donald Trump posted a picture of himself with a baseball bat in his hand mid-swing, and in the other frame he posted a picture of New York District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who's prosecuting Donald Trump in the criminal case up in New York? You know, Bragg had his hands raised as if he was, I don't know, surrendering or defending himself against the coming swing of the bat Trump was holding. I thought, okay, that's the last straw. No, there were so many more straws left. But now Donald Trump is running out of rope. So the next question or questions are, one, will Judge Tanya Chutkan sign this proposed gag order or some version of it? I suspect she will. And then two, what happens when, not if, but when Donald Trump violates the gag order? When he does, accountability must come, because justice matters. Friends, please hang in there. And as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.